Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I am going to be talking about an addendum about a player's choice to replace equipment. Specifically, equipment that was lost in the DC Comics Fate Accelerated session that I ran with some good friends in December 2016. And that session was called Tanyar Discover. All right. Last I had explained, the player characters Harley Quinn, Amazo, and Jumper were fought actually Iceman. During that exchange, Iceman attacked that group while they were traveling in Harley Quinn's car. All of the characters jumped out of the car and were fine, were able to escape the car without being damaged. But the car itself was destroyed. And also in the car was Harley Quinn's mallet. Right now, when I was actually running the game, I just said, okay, your car, basically they failed their role. Your car is T-boned on the corner of this big stone building. And one of the things that was great, was really kind of cool, was the player, John, who plays Harley Quinn, did a really good job of just playing from what, the facts that have been presented. So, after the game, so I didn't even realize this during the game, but during the game, John assumed that the mallet was destroyed in the car, which makes 100% sense, because the only place the mallet really could have been was in the trunk, or on the floor in the back of the car. It makes 100% sense that it would have been destroyed, right? Now, just so you're aware, Fate actually gives options to establish realities within the game. So there were some tricks that he could have used to get the mallet back, but that would have taken options away from fighting Mr. Freeze. And so, basically you can do almost anything you want, but you can't do it all at the same time, and so you have to make choices. So the player made really good choices, and the player did lose their mode of transportation and one of their iconic. So John, for Harley Quinn, lost Harley Quinn's black and red Jester 2016 Camaro, and also lost Harley Quinn's iconic mallet, which is an important weapon. Now, that weapon doesn't give any pluses, but it does function as a weapon within that universe. Harley is used to it, and and it's iconic. And also, Harley often gets distraction bonuses within Fate Accelerated, and it's part of that, right? So I really appreciated John, fully accepting what had happened to the equipment, not assuming that the things that his character had, things that he didn't, so forth, right? So at this point, John needs, after the game, I didn't think anything of it, which I realized, cruelty of the game master. I didn't think anything of it, but John reached out and said, hey, I'd like to replace. How can I replace my my red and black Jester themed 2016 Camaro and my mallet, which completely legitimate concern, and so it prompted me to think, right? And so now I have prepared these 3 different decision points for John, and one of these decision points John will be able to use in order to replace his equipment. So there are 3 ways that Harley Quinn can replace her equipment, right? So the first way, and those 3 ways is, 1, Harley Quinn is an incredibly charismatic character. And so as the game master, I'm taking that into account, and the way she will replace her equipment comes from her contacts. And from her own ability. The first option is replacing both with the same, right? So the first option is Harley Quinn. There is a brand new aquarium that is being built within Gotham, and Harley Quinn has, always has contacts out, and so she knows some of the guys who are working on the aquarium, and one of them gave her a lead, and she can steal the schematics. Not even stealing the original schematics, but just the plan. She can take pictures of all the schematics during the night. She just need to sneak in, take pictures of the schematics, and then she can sell those to multiple buyers. And that sale will be enough to now most likely, Harley knows that's going to be used for crime at a later time, right? Now Harley is a character that has been on the villain side and on the hero side, and so Harley will need to decide if that's something she wants to do, right? So what she can do is that very night, she can steal the schematics. Now there's 48 hours before Tanyar's forces are attacking from Themyscira. So all three of these options are going to be quick missions that will take less than 24 hours to restore that equipment, right? So the first one is steal the schematics. Harley does all that work on her own. The only thing that's needed is just a small tip from a contact, and Harley will replace her equipment with a new mallet, and the mallet is standard. It's exactly what it was before. It does not have any bonuses, but it is a standard weapon, and it is iconic to Harley, right? And it will be fully black and red Jester themed, which is not cheap, right? Getting all this equipment custom made and so that it looks the way it should is not cheap. The second one is a standard 2017 Camaro black and red Jester themed, right? So at that point, one night's work, all on her own, Harley has replaced her equipment with what she had before. Second option, Nightwing, who she is now working with closely, getting ready to repulse Tanyar's Themyscira Amazon warrior army when they come in to attack Los Angeles. Nightwing actually realizes that her material has been destroyed. Her form of transportation has been destroyed, and the reason why is he just like, hey, you want to go get a pizza while we're planning, And she's like, well, my car's destroyed, right? So Nightwing makes an offer. So Nightwing says that Martian Manhunter is actually working from the watchtower. He's trying to get some stuff done, and one of the issues that he's having is Deadshot. They're having a lot of problems with Deadshot right now, the villain Deadshot, and they're trying to find him, right? Now, at that point, Harley can tell Nightwing what she knows about Deadshot, and the reason why is Harley has done multiple missions with Deadshot in the past, and she knows one of two places that he would be hiding at this time, right? So with that information, Martian Manhunter will be able to dispatch members from the Justice League, and Harley will have essentially ratted out Deadshot. But for ratting out Deadshot, Nightwing will supply the following. Nightwing will supply to Harley a replacement vehicle, which is a rejected Batmobile. That rejected Batmobile will have weapon systems, speed and handling systems, and computer systems, all that are equal to a standard Batmobile, right? Now, the entire thing, again, will be red and black themed, will be done in red and black themed, Jester theme, right? Now, Harley will be able to get that done on her own. She knows lots of artists. That shouldn't be a problem. And now, why would Nightwing hand over this Batmobile? What's wrong with it, right? Well, it's a prototype that failed, and the reason why is it is a standard Batmobile, right? Which means it's incredibly powerful and incredibly valuable, right? And it will really up the power level of Harley herself in multiple ways. And I'll give you all the specific details on that, John, if you choose that for Harley. But the reason why it was rejected by Bruce Wayne as a Batmobile option is it runs on heavy water, right? And every 3 months it has 2 canisters that have to be replaced at a cost of $150,000, which is expensive. That was not a concern at all for Bruce Wayne. But those 2 canisters that are the old, so you have to put 2 new heavy water canisters in that are specially treated, and the canisters are catalyzed in a particular way as well. But the pods that you pull out are incredibly radioactive, right? So much so that they give disease, and they can even kill a human after sustained exposure. And so they're industrial waste, strong industrial waste. And so, Bruce Wayne is, he's essentially, this is a concern for him. He's like, this is a great vehicle, but it just pollutes too much. I don't think that might be a problem for Harley Quinn. So that is your second option. That's the second option John has to replace his material. Now, at this point, he will Nightwing will supply the transportation replacement, but he will not supply the mallet replacement. So this option, while it's very powerful and it's a really good bonus for Harley Quinn, it does not come with a new close combat weapon, which is the mallet, right? All right, so at that point, the third option is very, very interesting. The third option comes from Poison Ivy. So so Harley takes a break from all the work she's doing, getting ready for Tanyar's attack from Themyscira with her Amazon army, and she had tried to reach Poison Ivy earlier, and she had put in a call to Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy returns her call. Harley excuses herself from Star Labs and talks with Poison Ivy for just a few minutes. Poison Ivy says that night, Poison Ivy is dealing with, explains that she has been dealing with a cloaked figure on the other side of these portals. And that night, she is bringing through three artifacts from another universe. And that if Harley will help her, okay, she will give Harley one of those artifacts, right? Now, that's all that Harley knows. Now, for John, the player character information that he'll know this as a player, but the character Harley will not know this, is that one of these artifacts that will be brought through, and the portal is, now, first of all, the person that Poison Ivy is actually dealing with on the other side of the portals is Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom is going to be trading for some material that Poison Ivy will be supplying him. And then three artifacts will come through from the Marvel Universe into the DC Universe. The artifact that, so the two artifacts that Poison Ivy will get, John will not know what those are. But the one artifact that Harley Quinn will get, John will know. And this will be the decision point, right? The mallet, it will be a new mallet, okay? Now, what mallet would come from the Marvel Universe? Well, in the Marvel Universe, there are some excellent crossover. There are some excellent, overarching events, right? Well, one of those overarching events was Fear Itself, and Fear Itself was about Odin's brother attacking the Earth with its own heroes, like the Hulk, right? But the way he did it was he created these massively powerful, magical, enchanted weapons, and they were all warhammers, right? And when someone would touch one of these warhammers, Odin's brother would take them over mentally, and then he would use them as a soldier to just wreak destruction on the Earth, right? And that is the Marvel Earth, Marvel Core Earth, right? So these mallets are incredibly powerful. They're made by Odin's brother, but that's not the mallet that Harley will be getting. The mallet that Harley will be getting is the mallet that is a warhammer, which Harley will then use as her mallet, and also she will be able to get this black and red jester themed, although it looks like a standard. It'll look like a standard warhammer from almost like from a fantasy movie, right? But it has the same size and shape as the regular mallet, only more fantasy themed. But Harley will be able to get it red and black jester themed, right? So it'll be a really unique weapon, and it will be insanely powerful. And here is why: in order to defeat the Odin's brothers champions, evil champions. Essentially like 6 warhammers were forged, and what they were the combined technology of Tony Stark and the enchanting magic of Asgard. So the Asgard blacksmiths who had worked on Mjolnir worked with Tony Stark, and they made 6 warhammers. These were used to battle Odin's evil champions with his warhammers. And then after that war, those 6 warhammers were destroyed. That's what was told to the whole world, because they were so powerful, right? They were actually smelted down in Asgard, but that was not the truth. That is the truth from the Marvel world, but in my world, they were hidden. They were never, in my Marvel world, those weapons were never melted down. They were all preserved. And at this point, Poison Ivy has been successful in getting one of those mallets. And so Harley Quinn that night can get the most incredible mallet. It'll be weightless, essentially weightless. She'll be able to swing it and wield it. And one hit from this, actually, if Harley were to get a good swing, right, there'd be a 50-50 chance of knocking out Vision, right? So that just gives you an idea of how powerful this is. A Vision, the guy who's a member of the Avengers, right? Incredibly powerful weapon. Forged in Asgard, using all of Asgard's enchantment power, and also using all of Tony Stark's technology. So this is an incredibly powerful magical weapon. It will replace Harley Quinn's iconic mallet. It will massively upgrade her overall power level, right? But since she'll be getting this from Poison Ivy, one, she'll be working with Poison Ivy, who is a straight-up villain at this point. She'll be working with Doctor Doom, and this will all be going on at the same time while she's working with Nightwing and Batgirl to assist and get ready to assist the Justice League as the Themyscira Amazon army is going to attack, right? So there is a lot going on, and those are the 3 options that she has to choose. Replace the car and the mallet herself and just get the standard fare. Go with rat out Deadshot and get a Batmobile prototype reject, or work with Poison Ivy and get an incredibly powerful replacement for her mallet, which is the Tony Stark Asgard combined Warhammer creation. So those are the 3 options that I'm going to be presenting to John for Harley Quinn's choice, and it will be very interesting to see which of those options are chosen. But I do want to kind of reach out to you guys if you have any questions or any ideas on, what are some options that I might have left out, right? Or what of those 3 options would you take? Let me know. Thank you very much, everyone. Take care.